Gamers, if you're like me, Vigor can be extremely challenging. So I want to give you guys 10 tips and tricks that I've learned in my time in the Outlands. But first, if this is your first time to the channel, please do us a favor, like and subscribe below. Really helps the YouTube algorithm get this video recognized. So first, Vigor, it's not very forgiving to new players. It's not a very forgiving game, period, because the TTK is so quick. But especially if you're a new player crawling around on your belly in the Outlands, it's a scary place. And it's even coupled more by the fact that you make one wrong move, you die. But I promise you, if you follow these 10 tips and tricks, you'll be able to spend your time in the Outlands having a blast. And stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll show you how I'm able to get 3 kills inside of a minute. A little history about myself. I'm not a PvP player normally, but this game has got me hooked. You know, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I have 3 kids. So if I'm lucky, I get to play maybe 3 times a week for 2 encounters at most. So using these tips and tricks has really helped me develop my game to the point that I'm not scared to be in the Outlands. I'm having a good time being out there and I'm getting kills usually every match. And it's not upsetting if I die because I have myself in a position with my crafting and my consumables that I don't worry about losing anything. So let's start with tip number 1. Headphones are a must. As you can see in this video, I just killed somebody. You didn't see that part, but I'm inside the house healing. I really kind of captured this one to just kind of show, hey, how bad it is on these snow-covered maps on the next-gen consoles. So I'm looking, of course, I find iodine, nothing I need at this moment. Getting ready to go loot my kill and exit, and all of a sudden I hear somebody. He's up on the top right. I can't see him, but I hear him. As you can see, he's coming down the hill now. And kill number 2 in the match. And why that's important is, as you can tell, getting that kill, I only got it because I heard him. It had nothing to do with my gameplay. It had nothing to do with stalking prey. I just heard him. So that's why you can't play this game without headphones. I honestly played my first 50 encounters without headphones. And the second I did, I started being able to actually execute kills, because you're going to hear people well before you see them. And especially if you're not a PvP player or a legend player that gets these could see people all the way across the map. I can't. I can barely see that guy and he's 10 feet in front of me, but I got the kill. Tip number 2, commit your movement to muscle memory. And what's that mean? Basically, you'll see in this clip, I'm running around all the time, just doing weird things on rocks, jumping around, getting my fingers warmed up, getting used to how my character model runs over rocks. It doesn't look natural, especially if you're not a normal PvP player. I'm practicing between sprinting, running normal speed, my gun's away because I can see more and move faster without my gun. There's no reason to run up on these rocks other than just to keep my muscle memory in my fingers where I need it to be. And you'll see why at the end of this clip. So I come out, just running around, going into this next house, jumping over piles of hay or whatever is on the outside for no reason. And now I'm looting the house, trying to get the stuff I need, because I'm, every match I go in with a goal of what I need to get, whether it's chemicals or whatnot, to take back to my shelter and keep building up. So you can see right there, there's really no reason I won that gunfight. He had the position, he knew I was coming, I didn't even know he was there, but I'm still able to win the gunfight because of a couple of reasons. My hands are warmed up, my muscle memory is working, so I'm moving around the map doing weird jumps and really just making myself harder to be shot at from afar. And because of that, when I get pounced on by somebody that is stalking me, I'm able to recover better. And it's not going to feel natural at first. It's going to take a little time to get your hands warmed up and get used to doing that. But honestly, if you practice moving around in weird, unpredictable ways, it's really only predictable to you, then it makes yourself that much harder to get hit in this game. And the way the guns are prepared, the way the guns are made with the both the visual and actual recoil, it's hard for the guns to be a laser. really in this game. So being able to move and committing that muscle movement to your muscle memory will get you out of the Outlands alive. Another thing, you want to learn the maps. Unfortunately, the only way to really do this is by playing the game. So you have to learn the maps. You'll learn the spawn points by dropping into the Outlands, and you'll learn, you know, where the barred house is and the locked container is, and time safe and signals, and really what that all equates to is the path of action each map generally takes. And you'll know where chemicals are spawning at, where fuel's at, whatever your personal goal is in that round to come out alive with. You know, whether it's hitting a point of interest and getting a new gun from the lock container, or just getting as much fuel and chemicals as you can to go back home. But learning the path of action, you know, this is one of the tips that really helps out. This game is truly, if you know where you're at all times on the map, and you know where the action's probably going to take place, you can almost guarantee yourself a victory in the sense of extracting with what you need to get out with. Next tip, lower your ADS. I played a little bit of Call of Duty before I got into this game, and all my ADS speeds and everything were at 9, 10, 10. You know, even my normal look around speed is at 100% on this, but the my ADS itself is only at 35. So when I'm looking through, it's very blocking. What this does is actually helps me with my shooting recoil. So the recoil itself is less indicative, or I'm trying to think of the word to say, but it doesn't enact as much because the ADS is so much lower. Let me get ahead here. So now in this match, there is a threat in the encounter. The threat also has the airdrop. So it was a boosted lobby. I'm like, I'm just trying to get my fertilizer and get out of here. But the threat is in my area. I can hear him in the next house. So I'm kind of stalking him, looking on the outside, thinking, okay, how do I get out of here? Doesn't feel like he sees me or hears me. So, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to shut this window if I can, which, spoiler alert, I can't. Now I get pinged. So now I know he knows where I'm at. So now it's time to use my lowered ADS and go on the offensive. And as you can see there, path of action, I knew he was going to run in to that container, and that's exactly what he did. He ran into the container. I was able to get the drop on him, got the kill, got his guns, got his loot, got his airdrop, and I was out. So lowering my ADS is what helped me win that gunfight. My arms aren't shooting around all crazy, flopping around. The gun's not raising above my head because I was controlled, and I wasn't nervous because we'll go over another point later. I closed the distance in the fight to a position where I felt comfortable. Next tip, learn how each gun shoots for you. So you really want to be, you really want to know the guns you're taking into the encounter. The benefit here is you're coming in with your loadout. Now, I wouldn't take more than one gun to any encounter based on the map size and how it plays, and finding the best gun for the situation you're in, and really understanding the idiosyncrasies of that gun, whether it's first person or third person shooting that you prefer. Generally, as a rule of thumb, third person is going to be better for you in almost every instance, except for if the gun has a scope and you're shooting long distance. Then first person, even on a full auto gun that goes to single fire, it'll feel better in first person over long distances using the iron sights. And the way you practice, instead of practicing in real time, is you can go out and play shootout and elimination. And these are really beneficial modes for, elimination is good for that medium range and teaches you how to maneuver and how to use cover versus concealment, how to run through the map, and really use the terrain to your advantage at medium distances. Shootout teaches you how to not be afraid and get used to firing somebody at point blank range if they're hiding in a house or sneaking up on you. It really just gets you used to that and not be surprised in the Outlands where it's, in both shootout and elimination, they're elimination's a team-based, map where, you play till everybody dies, and shootout is, you can respawn as many times as the match lasts. So, it's really an easy way to get used to the guns. You learn each gun that you get assigned, how it feels, how it plays for you, and you know, get you in positions where you can practice what you'll face in the Outlands. Learn what weapon fits your playstyle. So part of that is single, you know, some of these guns have single burst and full auto, or an iteration of that combination. Some have scopes, some have iron sights. So really learning the map, what gun you're going to take with you, and what firing mode you want to use for it will show you, you know, will get you that comfort level and to control the engagement ranges when you're in the Outlands, and you know, to be successful for what you're going for. This one's a unique one. So shoot to kill, not shoot on sight. And what do I mean by that? Because it sounds like, you know, you want to kill people every time you shoot. Why would you say shoot to kill? You're going to come across people in encounters, and it's going to be obvious that they're there. What you don't want to do is give away your position and shoot immediately. You want to control the positioning and when you engage the contact. And that also occurs if somebody engages contact with you, to control your positioning and dictate the terms of how the engagement's going to go. And that's how you will succeed in this game. And I know it sounds extremely tactical, but as you watch here, there's somebody cutting across right there. And now I saw a slight glimpse before he ran across to the rock. Now I see a glint over and over. I'm trying to determine, is this guy going to sneak up and flank me to the left of my character? And is that a fake glint? Or is this dude literally just staring down his scoped rifle at me? So I had a kill earlier in the game, and it ended up getting a ZV, which has a decent scope and a good damage per bullet. I'm trying to determine, you know, if he's still sneaking up or not. I can't tell. I can't hear him, but I see the glint. So now I'm like, all right, let me just scope in and see what this dude's doing. Still can't tell. Don't want to fall off the rock. Now the indicator tells me he's shooting at me. Now I could sit there and try to engage long distance, but I don't. I dictated the distance that this engagement took place in, so I closed the gap and I got the kill. Because I know my gun was better in short distances, which is more comfortable to my playstyle than trying to get into a sniper war with somebody on a gun that I don't use that often, and that's not really my playstyle in this game. You know, if we were playing Call of Duty, yeah, I'd be taking out my Swiss and sniping like crazy because I love that gun. But in this instance, I'm not a huge fan of all the snipers in the game, so I'm using what I feel comfortable with and closing the gap to initiate contact and win the engagement. That type of knowing what you're comfortable with and how the terms of how you want the fight to go will give you that much more of an advantage in winning your engagements should they occur in any encounter, and guarantee successful extraction. Never stop looting. So you, in this game, when you're in the matches, you're going to get loot both in, you know, or get XP. I'm sorry, you're going to get XP both when you pick up something and when you extract with it. So don't be afraid to fill up your book bag with glass and wire and all the other things, and come across buried treasure, where, you know, buried cash, where you're going to, you know, take fuel and food away and electronics, and you're going to destroy the glass and the wire. Well, you'll still get XP because you picked it up and put it in your bag. You won't get as much because you did not extract with it, but you will still get XP for picking it up and putting it in your bag. So don't be afraid to fill up your bag, destroy, and pick up new items. Upgrading your home. So all the items you take back to your house or your casa is where you're going to turn around and invest back into your home. That's going to be used to give you better armament for when you go into the next encounter. You know, a lot of people, there's a lot of things to really focus on upgrading here, and really not, you know, none of it's bad. You need it all to be a true, like, successful Outlander and dominant Outlander. But my recommendation would be to focus first on crafting your workbench, because nothing's worse than having like a gun plan at level 9 that you like have used in Shootout, and you're like, man, this gun is amazing, I can't wait to unlock it. Man, I got the plan from a you know, an airdrop or elimination crate, whatever, and you're still at level 6, and you have to get so much chemicals and so much fuel or whatever to keep upgrading your workbench. That's going to take you 2 months, especially if you're like me, who's got 3 kids and a wife, and I'm barely lucky to play 30 minutes a night. So it's going to take you a long time to upgrade it, which gives you something to grind for, but it's also disheartening when you're like, man, I probably didn't need to level up all these food boxes to level 10, and I could have kept this stuff and upgraded my crafting bench and used the gun that I've been wanting to use for a long time. And then finally, I'm going to show you what using these tips will look like and understanding the map knowledge and POIs. So learning your POIs and putting it into practice. As you can see, I'm just moving around here. This is muscle memory items. I'm not even really paying attention. I just know that the signal detector's in front. See what I want to see. Okay, I see the players. I know where the container is. I mark it. I'm going to go hit the airdrop, stealth it, because I like to extract it with airdrops if I can. I'm not going after the airdrops because it's not really worth it, like on the main stage, unless I know everyone's gone or eliminated. But if I find a red container in a house, I'll absolutely grab it if it's stealth. I see the disrupting tower. I'm looking for if I can see other players around. I don't need to disrupt anything right now. Grab the food. Now I start hearing somebody off in the distance. So I know he's a little bit away, so I'm going to close the gap. I'm going to dictate the terms of the fight. There he is. Not worried about him shooting me because I'm in control. Put this up. Again, get the headshot and win. Now I'm going to the next fight. Looting as I go. Come here, baby, you can be in the end. Now I hear somebody else around the corner. Using my muscle memory to keep my movement so I'm not an easy target. There he is, I see him. I'm moving away. Get the headshot again. This guy got lucky and hit a buried cache. So now I'm going to get some guns and good items that I want to take back to my shelter. And there's no reason to lose when he's got an SVU and a Lashab. But my movement is unpredictable enough that I feel confident and I'm not worried about getting hit. And then finally, I can't tell if this is a bot or somebody's just AFK at the end here, but I hear some noise, phantom noise apparently. Come down here, and I just see this dude just not moving. So, I'm not sure if it's a bot. You know what? You get 300 XP for the kill and 300 XP for the headshot, so I'll take both. And that really is just, you know, using everything that I've covered today. Hopefully, you'll see something that helps spark a thought process in you to make the fighting, you know, making your movement in the Outlands that much more enjoyable. Like I said, for me, these are just, I'm not a traditional PvP player. I'm not one of those guys that, you know, thrives at shooting games. Maybe a little PvE because I'm more comfortable in that. Because I'm not a person that's got a ton of time to invest in all these in gaming. I'm a husband and father with 3 kids, so it's not a bunch of time. But as my little one here, come here, babe, likes to say, we love our Vigor, huh? Yeah. Say, let's go Vigor. We're a Vigor family. So hopefully this helps give you guys some tips and tricks to you know, make your time in the Outlands that much better. If you like the content or you enjoy this, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Help the YouTube algorithm. And until next time, gamers, take care, and I'll see you later.